So once again, good morning to all of you. Yes, students, in last class, I begin with the next module, that is fifth module. In fifth module, what we are going to learn is how to create a web page. In last class, I gave the introduction about the web page, how to create a web page. Why we create a web page, students? Why we create a web page? When we want to develop a web application, when we want to develop a web application, or when we want to deploy a project in website, so we use, see, the same program, the same project you can do for standalone also. The same program you can do for standalone also. If you do standalone only in the particular system, that project we are going to execute. But if I develop a web page, then worldwide I can use. Correct, no students? Worldwide I can use. Yes, students, that is a last module. That is the last module in your syllabus of four modules we have completed. In fourth module, MDI, I have left. If I have left somewhere, if I left one or two topics, so I'll cover it later. But we almost four modules we have completed. Now we have only one module. And students, yeah, as we all know that, I think I don't know. Still, we have not got the confirmation that this semester is going to postpone for under 15 days or 1 month. We don't know exactly. So again, we have to do revision when we get. Actually, what video thought is from today, students will start coming to college for offline classes. So once in offline classes, if they extend the semester by 15 days or 1 month, then again we can, if we do the revision, then the students will get more idea if they have not understood any of the topic in the online classes, so they can clarify their doubts in the offline classes. That was the intention. So here, students, why I have opened this third module is, yes, you can see the third module. Respond. Understand idea third module?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Because here, whatever the topics we studied, these topics we are using in ASP.NET also, and in window application also we are using these concept. So now once again I want to brush up this concept, and again I want to go back to the go back to development of ASP.NET. I want to check how much people remember. Yes, what is the full form of ADO.NET? What is the full form of ADO.NET? What is ADO.NET? What is the full form of ADO.NET, students? Anybody, what is the full form of ADO.NET? Quick. Gupta Gotilva,
Active data objects. Active data objects.
Data object. Anybody? Anybody? ಬೇಗ ಹೇಳಿ, ಗೊತ್ತಾಗೋತ್ತಿಲ್ವಾ? Yes, students, videos. Somebody told the answer. What is that answer? Repeat again.
Active data objects, ma'am.
No, before this, I got some other answer. Before this answer, I got some other answer. Please repeat the answer, students. Okay. ADO.NET stands for ADO.NET stands for ActiveX. ADO.NET stands for ActiveX data objects. Data objects. ADO.NET stands for ActiveX data object. It is a disconnected architecture. It is a disconnected architecture. Yes, students, we have seen in part B program, whenever we write any query, it may be select query, it may be insert query, it may be update query. Whenever we write any query, first we need to open the connection, write the query. Here we write the query, and once we write the query, we need to close the connection. We need to close the connection. If you are not doing this, then we'll get a error. If you are not going to do this, we'll get a error. So generally when we write a database queries in any Visual Studio, first we need to open a connection, write the code, write the query, and once we write the query, so what we are using to execute a query, students? What we are using to execute a query? Anybody? Murugesh? What we are using to execute a query? We are using command object. See, student, these points are very much important. Please don't forget. We are using command object to execute the query or to run the query. We are using command object to run the query. So we write no SQL data adapter. Yes, SQL data adapter we have written now. You have written in the, if you forgot, I'll show you once again. SQL data. That's why here the same thing is going to repeat in ASP.NET, the coding, everything. That's why here I am repeating this once again. SQL data adapter. SQL data adapter command object we are using to run the queries or to execute the queries. So here what we write here, select, okay, spelling mistake, select or insert, select or insert whatever the queries we write, that query we write using the command object. This command object is used to run the queries or to execute the queries. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ queries ಬರ್ದು, then we need to close the connection. So this idio.txt it is a disconnected architecture, so no need to write this open and close. The code also I have shown you when I was explaining this in the regular class. So no need to use this close SQL close and sorry, this connection open and connection close. Students, this connection string is very much important. Connection string is very much important in part B programs, or in when we develop any project, when we develop any application. This connection string is very much important. This connection string is to connect between front end and the back end. We are connecting the database to the front end. See, students, when we develop a form, in the form we give the data, correct? No, in the registration form I'll give the data. So how it will store it to the database? You come to college, you're from home, you'll come to college. So without knowing the path, is it possible to come to college, students? Without knowing the path, is it possible to come to college? No. So it is a path. So I don't know where is a shop. So I have to purchase some item from the shop. When I don't know where is the shop, then how can I go to shop and how can I purchase the item? I know the destination. I know from shop I have to purchase some products, but I don't know the path. I don't know the way. I don't know how I have to reach to the shop. Here also, we have created a database. We have created a database and we have created a form. But there is no path. There is no the connectivity between front end and the back end. There is no connectivity. So this is why we write the connection string to connect front end to the database. Yes, everything here. What we have, nothing complex. We can find in this path here. In the C drive where the program has stored, that is there. The file name where the program has stored, and here if we are giving any username and password. Yes, students, if you remember, when we create a database, during creation the system will ask, do you want to secure your database by giving your username and password? There also, if you give username and password, it will ask, do you want to save the password? Generally, when we log into the Gmail or whatever the website we log in with the user login credentials, then it will ask whether do you want to save the username and password or never. Two options will be there, correct? No? So here also it is giving one option, do you want to save the password? When generally we don't give username and password to our lab programs when we are developing any confidential project, when we are doing any commercial project. That time we want to protect our data, we want to hide our information. In those situations, we give the username and password. Yes, students, remember your first module, CLR, what it is facilitating? CLR, security. So is it providing a security? Are you providing a security by giving the username and password? Yes. Yes, by giving the username and password, we are securing our data. We are securing our data. If you give username and password, it will show the username and password. And if you are not giving any username and password, it will not take a username and password. So this connection string is very much important. Uh, see, um, and here, so next we have here, we are creating a connection object. So how we are creating a connection object? creating a Creating a connection object. Yes, students, see here. See, first here we are creating a, so this is a connection string. Sorry, student, this is a connection string. Now we need to create a connection object. We need to create a connection object. How to create a connection object? Why to create a connection object? Yes, students, why to create a connection object? Anybody? Why to create a connection object? Yes, students, can you hear me? Here's the idea and voice, so please respond. Yes, why to create a connection string? Sorry, connection object. Why to create a connection object? Yes, Amit, you want to tell something? Why to create a connection object? Yes, students, in the Part B program, we have seen, see, this is the connection string. Correct? This is the connection string. Here, we have created a connection object. Why I have created a connection? Why we need to use a connection object is every time. See, when I want to access with the database, I need connection. Correct? No? So every time I cannot use a complete path here. So this is the reason why here if I create a connection object, just I can write con.open. So it will fetch the connection from here. Theta. So con dot option. If I change here con 1. Yes, students. Yes, is the screen is visible? No, is my voice is audible? Students. Sahadev.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Murugesh. So here I'm changing the connection object to con1. See, now you can see the code. Wherever I have taken con, it is showing the error. It is showing the error. It should be con1. If I change here con1, then it will remove the error. So here one I cannot to access a database. To access a database, see students, when I am writing the code query means definitely I am accessing the database. Correct? No? Whether I write a select query, whether I write a insert query, whatever the query I write, it means I'm accessing the database. When I access the database, I need a connection. Without connection, so this connection is a path. It is a path. So with just now I gave you the example. I want to go to a shop to purchase some product. So if when I don't know the path, when I don't know how to go to the shop, then how can I go to the shop and how can I purchase the items? Correct? No, it is true. No. So this is the reason why we should know the path. So from if I know the path, then I can access the data from this database, from this path, so that I can run these queries. I can run these queries. So to run these queries, I need a I need this connection string. So I cannot use the complete connection string. So we use a connection object. We use a connection object con dot open, con dot close. See here, students. This is a connection. Command object. This is a command. SQL data adapter command I am using to run this code. And here I am creating a connection. I am creating a connection. See here, this is an example. I have taken SQL data adapter. This SDA is an object. This SDA is a object. SDA is a object. See students, in ASP.NET also we use the same procedure. In ASP.NET also we use the same procedure. We use the same connection string. We use the same data adapter. We use the same SQL data adapter. How I have created a table, how I have created a connection string, how I have created a connection object. The same thing, the same way we are going to use in the program, in our ASP program. And here one more thing is, in the database you can use SQL data adapter, you can use Oracle data adapter, you can use OLEDB data adapter, and you can use ODBC data adapter, you can use OLEDB data adapter. See, in Visual Studio also you have all these options. Correct, no students? In Visual Studio also we have all these options. We have seen here. When you go to Server Explorer, when you you want to create a database, already two databases I have created. One is for part A first program and LSA for second program. If you want to create a one more, then click on students, go to Server Explorer. Go to Server Explorer, click on this data, connect to database. option icon. So click on this connect to database. So a new window, a small window will open. In this small window, you have two options, that is data source and the database file. This data source name you can select. You can, yes students, you can also ms Microsoft Access database. Access files also you can use for the database. Microsoft Access database, OLEDB, SQL Server, SQL Compact Server 3.5, SQL Server database. Here we are using SQL Server, Microsoft SQL Server database. So I have selected Microsoft SQL Server database file. So click on OK button. Here we give the file name PR2. PR2 I'm giving, and here I will secure my database. I will secure my database by using a username and password. Username is PR2, password is PRE. Yes, students, username I have given PR2 and password I have given PRE2. I don't want to say, okay, I'll give save password. So click on OK. It will ask, it is not existing. Would you like to create it? Yes. So again here, it is asking save password. Okay. Login failed for PR2. Why? This one it is showing some error. Is some problem in my laptop. I don't know why this Visual Studio. Sometimes I'm getting sometimes without any errors. I'm getting the output. Sometimes when I execute a program, I'm getting error. I'm planning to uninstall this Visual Studio, and once again I want to install. I'll check whether it will show the same error. But students, in your laptop, if you are without any problem, without any issues, if you have installed a Visual Studio, then it will not give any error. It will not give any error. Easily you can give username and password to your program. So easily it will. Yes, here the this data connection is updated with one more MDF file, that is PR2. Yes, students, here in the data connection, in the data, I told you in here you can create MDF file and SDF file. When we select a server, then it will store that as a SDF file. When we are taking a database, that time it will save that as a MD. If you take server, it will store that as a SDF file. If you select server compact Microsoft SQL Server, then that file will be stored as a .sdf file. If you select Microsoft SQL Server database file, then that file will be stored as a .mdf file. Yes, students, we do here it is not showing any error to create a table in my laptop, but generally whatever the code I have written, these code is completely correct. No error in this code. I have executed this program before also. Before the commencement of this semester only I have executed this program. I did not get any error, but I don't know I'm getting any storage problem or what problem I'm getting. I'm not understanding. But now it is showing the error. Yes, this in last lab we have done this program, no? Yes, students, this is a form 1. It is executing. Now I'll go to program file. I'll go to program. That's why when you execute a Visual Studio program, you should be very careful. If you miss any of the step, or if you do any mistake, so sometime it will not show any error, but it will not give the proper input. Yes, students, here I have created two forms. Listen carefully. I have created two forms. This is form 1 and this is form 2. So this is form 1. The form 1 is subject details form, and form 2 is lecturer details form. Here when I execute form 1, the data is inserting. When I execute form 2, the data is not inserting. It is not taking only. So generally what we do is first we execute form 1, and here only in form 1 only we give the link to go to form 2, and if you want to execute form 2 alone, then what you have to do is go to program.cs file. Here you have to change. Initially it will be, yes students, see carefully. When you develop any program, so the application dot run new form 1, it will be there. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ 1 ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Now I want to execute exclusively only form 2. So here I have to change to form 2. So save here, build your program. So this system error, some problem I'm getting in my Visual Studio. It is executing form 1 only. But the same thing when we did for part A, first program, I'll show you that also. Part A program. I don't know if people remember or not. In part A also I have created two forms. Part A, so many programs I have executed. Part A first program. Yes, see here. ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ ಕೋಡು? Good. See the Solution Explorer, students. Solution Explorer ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? Can you see the Solution Explorer, students? How many forms we have? Yes, how many by seeing the Solution Explorer? Ashish, tell me how many forms I have in Solution by seeing the Solution Explorer. In this program, how many forms I have? ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್? Ashish, is he there? Yes, I can see him. Tanuj.
3, ma'am.
Yes, 3 forms we have. Yes, students, when if you see here, now I am opening a program file. In the program file, it is form 2. Form 2 is alva. Form 2 it is. So now I'll execute this. The same code here it is running. See, the form 2 is there. So here I have given one link to go to form 1. Yes, this is form 1. This is form 2. And this is form 3. Yes, in this program I have taken 3 forms. Form 1 is for employee details. Form 1 is for employee ID and employee designation. Form 2 is for employee ID, employee name, contact number, ID designation and ID reporting to. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ form 1 ಇದೆ. Form 1 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ತಗೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ information, designation ID and designation name. So once I click on insert designation ID 1, designation name engineer. What is this error? What error I am getting? So I have set a key. I have set employee ID as a primary key, and again I'm repeatedly I'm giving the second time also I'm giving the same value. So that's why it is showing there. So it will not take a duplicate value, Alva. It will not take a duplicate value. So if I give any duplicate value, it will show the error. So for this is form 1, this is form 1 once the data is in, this is form 2, and this is form 3. Yes, students, see here, same procedure I have followed, same query, same connection string I'm I have written, but here successfully I am able to run all the 3 forms. Yes, coming now we'll open a program file. The form 2, I'll change it to form 1. Now you can observe the difference. So what will happen now? It is winning you this way. One second, students, I'll show you again. So that's why when you execute, yes, when you execute a Visual Studio program, do it carefully. Don't do any mistake. If you change the process also, if you reverse the process also, you'll not get a correct output. In one flow only, you have to do everything. First design the form, first create the table, design the form, write the query, write the connection string. Like that you have to do. So somewhere also if you missed, and if you are not doing, if you are not following the correct procedure, then see here everything is correct only, but still it is showing the error. See, everything is correct only, it is opening a form 2 only. So like this you sometimes will get a error. So when you execute these program in for your second internals and for your external exam, so mm, don't do any mistake from the beginning to the end. You follow the correct procedure. Don't miss any procedure in between. So creating a database data set from data adapter. See, data set is nothing but a database. Data set is nothing but a database. When we say a database, then the data is stored in the form of table. The data is stored in the form of a table. When we say table, the data is stored in the form of rows and columns and rows. Rows and columns. This is row and this is column. So whatever the data we write, so that will be stored in the database. And the last one is creating a data view. How we create a data view, students? How we create a data view? How we can view the data on the desktop or on the form? How we can view the data on the form? Amit? Amit? Apurva?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Amit, how we can view the data on the form? Apurva, how we can view the data on the form?
Yes, ma'am. We have to take data grid view,
Okay,
then write a query, select all from table.
okay, good. Yes, students, when you want to display any data, when you want to display a data on the form, then we in the toolbox we have an option that is data grid view. Why it is not showing any options in the toolbox, students? Why it is not showing any options? Did I delete the options of toolbox? What was the problem here? What is the problem here? What is the problem here? Nayana, why it is not showing the controls? Toolbox alla iruttallva, label, text box, everything is available in the toolbox only, no?
Form open ಮಾಡಿ.
Yes?
Form open.
Yes. I have not opened the form. Now, if I open the form and now if I click on, don't be panic, students. In the exam also, though you have done so many times you have executed at home. During exam time, if you open this program file and if you go to toolbox, nothing will be visible. Nothing will be visible. So don't be panic. So don't get tense. So if you are designing a form, if you are in the design mode, only then it will show the controls. If you are in .cs file, it will not show any of the controls, because when we do designing, only then we use a toolbox controls, no? When we are not doing any design, then we don't need any toolbox control. When we are in cs file .cs file, that time we don't need these controls. Just we write a query here. Here in .cs file we don't do any design, we just write the query. So here no need to we here we don't have no need to we don't need any toolbox control, so it will not be visible. Now I'll select the form, go to toolbox. Now it will be there. Yes, students, still anybody have doubt how to create a database, how to create form? Yes, students, tell me now only. Now again when I conduct second internals, that time you please don't say tell that I have not understood how to create form, I don't know how to create form. That time you please don't tell. Answer your attendance. Aditya, he left the meeting. Aditya, Ajay,
Yes, ma'am.
Ajay, understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Amit,
Yes, ma'am.
Antima,
Present, ma'am.
Apurva,
Present, ma'am.
Ashwini,
Yes, ma'am.
Bindu,
Yes, ma'am.
Divyesh, Gaurish,
Yes, ma'am.
Gautami,
Present, ma'am.
Gunashekar,
Present, ma'am.
Harini,
Present, ma'am.
Surya.
Present, ma'am.
Surya, I thought today you will come.
I'll come, ma'am, like afternoon.
Nayana,
Present, ma'am.
Bandilama, Nayana.
No, ma'am. After 3 days, I will come, ma'am.
Okay, Nazma. Nazma. Nazma is absent. Nidhi,
Present, ma'am.
Pradeep,
Yes, ma'am.
Preeti,
Present, ma'am.
Rajesh. Rajesh. I saw him, he was there.
Present, ma'am.
Okay, how are you, Rajesh? In the beginning of the class also I asked you. Didn't respond. How are you now? Sahadev, maybe he has my
Present, ma'am.
Saket,
having serving
Present, ma'am.
network issue.
Yes, Rajesh. I know, I can understand. Okay. Santosh,
Present, ma'am.
Seema,
Yes, ma'am.
Santosh, you are not attending the classes regularly. Because of attendance, you may gain.
Okay, ma'am. I will attend, ma'am.
Sinchana,
Present, ma'am.
Spurti,
Present, ma'am.
Shashank, Varsha,
Present, ma'am.
Yashashwini, Amruta,
Present, ma'am.
Present, ma'am.
Anusha,
Present, ma'am.
Apurva,
Present, ma'am.
Sai Siddharth,
Yes, ma'am.
Chetana, Chetana is not there. Kavya, Madhushri, Kavya
Present,
is
ma'am.
absent. Manish, Manish, Manish is not there. Manish, Sarfaraz.
Present, ma'am.
Present, ma'am.
Manish, present, ma'am.
Okay. Murgesh,
Present, ma'am.
Mani,
Present, ma'am.
Paresh,
Present, ma'am.
Prashant.
Ma'am, Pooja present, ma'am.
Okay. Pooja,
Present, ma'am.
Prashant, absent. Pratibha,
Present, ma'am.
Pratik,
Present, ma'am.
Sadhana, Sadhana is absent. Shashank,
Present, ma'am.
Shraddha,
Present, ma'am.
Sridhar,
Present, ma'am.
Tanuj,
Present, ma'am.
Tejaswini,
Present, ma'am.
Honey,
Present, ma'am.
Ashish.
Present, ma'am.
Ashish, I asked you some questions, you didn't respond. Sumne connect
Ma'am, I
ಮಾಡಿ.
was in driving, ma'am.
Huh?
I was in driving, ma'am. That's
In
why.
driving, you are attending class, huh? You are not serious about your class? Huh?
Ma'am, I have some work, ma'am.
What you people are thinking, just for time pass, you are attending the classes or what? How you are not feeling anything to tell like that? You are telling you are driving. So just for time pass, you are attending the class, huh? You are not giving any importance. Vidya,
Present, ma'am.
Vishal,
Present, ma'am.
Shraddha is there, no? Shraddha? Shraddha is
Yes, ma'am.
Sadhana is not there. Sadhana is absent. Kavya is absent. Chetana is absent. Nazma is not there.
Ma'am, I'm here, ma'am.
You didn't respond, Nazma.
Ma'am, that network issue I got lost, ma'am.
Divyesh is not there. Okay, students, see you in the next class.